Hi guys, I'm Scott Speed, driver of this amazing Volkswagen Beetle GRC car. And I got good news for the iRacing fam. We got this coming in. I'm currently working on it myself personally to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. With the addition of dirt and now this mean car, it is gonna be so fun. And it's gonna be available free to all the iRacing members. Personally, I can't wait to get out there and race you guys on it.
Introducing a whole new form of racing to the best online racing simulation in the world. This is dirt racing on iRacing.com. Race online at some of America's most legendary dirt tracks, including Eldora and Williams Grove. iRacing is the premier online racing game featuring NASCAR, IndyCar, sports cars, and now World of Outlaws, the leading sanctioning body for dirt racing. iRacing is easy to use and features a centralized ranking system to make sure you have the best experience at any skill level. With a massive inventory of high-precision laser scan tracks and cars with an unmatched dedication to quality and detail, iRacing gives you the most authentic online racing experience available. Thanks to iRacing's dynamic track system, developed specifically for dirt racing, tracks change over the course of a race, just like your favorite dirt track on a Friday or Saturday night. From a slick racing groove all the way up to the cushion, iRacing's dirt tracks deliver non-stop racing action. Partnered with the World of Outlaws, iRacing is your source for the most authentic dirt racing experience available, featuring 4 brand new tracks and 11 new cars, including street stocks, Legends cars, late models, NASCAR trucks, winged and non-winged sprint cars, with much more on the way. Join the dirt revolution on iRacing.com and start slinging mud today. Introducing a whole new form of racing to the
When I sat in the car, you always wonder, what's it going to feel like? You know, it was my first time driving a mid-engine GT car. You know, my thoughts were, wow, this is really good for our first time in a car. I was really surprised by it. You're sitting low, you got the A-pillars at steep angles, the windshields at steep angles, you can see the fender flares. I think we have a chance to win. Everything's got to go right, but I think we have a car that can win the race or be on the podium. But can you imagine how cool that would be to go back 50 years later to the year and do it?
Hello one and all and welcome to V8 Online's live coverage of the Australia and New Zealand iRacing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. Tonight we bring you round 2 action from Imola, and you have Jay Kennedy, and alongside me tonight in the booth I have Cameron Dance. G'day Cam, how are you mate?
Yeah, thank you. Hello, Jay. Yeah, I'm doing quite well, actually. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. Much better than Monday. Unfortunately, we missed the broadcast Monday. I was quite unwell, but I'm back. But unfortunately, Reese is not. Reese is still crook, so hello, Reese. Hopefully you're better soon.
Yeah, unfortunate with what Reese has come down with at the moment, but hopefully he'll be back this weekend, if not probably just after, for the Spa 24 this weekend.
Yeah, fingers crossed he'll be back for that. So, sorry, my apologies. Just trying to get things working in the background here, but starting to get some drivers coming into the session. We're still a little bit away from race start. Guys are still doing practice at the moment. About 20 minutes left in practice, so we'll start to see some drivers filter in soon. But awesome track. Should be a fantastic race tonight. We have 17 drivers at the moment and 25 laps of racing ahead for these guys. In not too long, times are actually pretty close at the top of the timesheet here in the practice session at the moment. Got Jordan McDonald at the moment is the fastest driver. Second place though is Dylan Shepherd. Sorry, my apologies. There's weird things going on in the background here. Not very good. Yeah, only 100th of a second separating those two at the moment though, which is ultra close.
Yeah, it is actually. To have it that close in practice at the moment is actually quite promising. And then it's about 1.3 seconds back to Rhino Southern third, but then the overall spread in terms of between each driver isn't actually too bad, so it's going to be quite a close night by the looks of it at this rate.
My apologies guys, I'll try and fix up my mic. I haven't quite had all my settings working properly at the moment, if that's a bit better. Had a bit of a computer meltdown as well as being a bit crook, so hopefully we've got all the settings all good. But as we said, 25 laps of racing tonight, so it should be really, really good. Field's nice and close, so we should see some good racing, and big long straight, so we'll see the big draft take effect as well, which should be good fun.
Yeah, definitely. This track has got quite a flowing nature, and it's got some fairly decent straights, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how these guys set their cars up, and that they have enough air to get through these fast and flowing corners, but also enough drag set up in the car to not be left behind on the straights.
It's a bit of a fine line that these guys will have to work with here in this one tonight, so we've got about 20 minutes left in the practice session, then it'll be straight into a 15-minute quali and a 25-lap race, so it'll be all over nice and sharp, nice and quick. We're on board with Jordan McDonald at the moment. He's just setting himself up for a flying lap so he can look over his left shoulder and watch this amazing car at this amazing track. Ultra quick too. I'm impressed with the lap times. 140, that's ultra quick.
Yeah, it's very quick. That said, the track is currently quite cold at the moment, so it's no surprise that it's actually that low in terms of lap time.
Seeing a few guys actually over-rotating the car in the early stages of this warm-up session. They're starting to settle down a little bit in regards to setup and things like that, but to start with there were quite a few guys ending up in the fence, and just saw massive understeer there from McDonald coming through second chicane. Run down this little chute. Full left-hander, ultra quick. One of the most trickiest parts of the track here. So many different lines through this section here. Get really tempted to use that AstroTurf on the left-hand side. Can't use it though. You get penalised if you do. To the chicane. Amazed at how much these cars are bouncing off the curbs.
Yeah, they're actually quite pogo-y at the moment, by the looks of it. And people are being quite aggressive, so yeah, I've when I did the official races the other week, the car handled a bit smoother from my perspective anyway. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see that these guys have set their cars up to be a little bit stiffer, I'd say, by the looks of it.
Lap there was a 1:41.1, so a little bit off current best time of 1:40.3. Dylan Shepherd though has been very, very quick. Going a little bit slow at the moment, so let someone by ahead of him. Not quite sure who that is. A few familiar names in this race tonight too. Bo Albert jumping in, who we've seen in the Formula Renault series. He's actually donned a little bit of a special livery tonight as well. Dude, where's my headlights on the rear of that thing? Bit hard to flash his headlights here in this one.
Yes, it will. Obviously, being quite the fan of the headlights in the Porsche EMR Super Cup during Scops. So, yeah, he may struggle to show he's on track, but it should be interesting to see how he goes tonight.
Driver that's not overly familiar with this car, and he'll openly admit that. He has got a pretty good teammate in here with him though, Ryan O'Sullivan, currently P4. I'm sure we'll be giving him a lot of help in regards to setup and driving style of this car. It's a little bit different to the Porsche. A lot different to the Porsche.
Yeah, it is quite different, as it isn't rear engine for a start, isn't open wheel and has downforce. So, yeah, it's quite the radical difference in terms of from a Porsche to a Formula Renault.
Sullivan on screen at the moment. He's currently, as we said, in fourth, 40.6. So, current best. Over 0.2 of a second away from that best time set by Jordan McDonald. Series so far has produced some pretty intense racing. Lots of fun we've seen out there so far. So hopefully tonight we'll see some interesting battles once again. Yeah, good to see some different names out there on track that we're not familiar with seeing in our broadcasts as well. So a few more Kiwis racing in this race than what we would normally see in our series too.
Yeah, there is actually, by the looks of it. Obviously Jordan McDonnell, Fulton Penny, and
Mark Dean
I
as well.
think Mark Dean as well. So, yeah, a couple of Kiwis taking on the Aussies at the moment in this series.
Bit better suited time zone wise this series. It was designed to be run a little bit earlier so that the Kiwis could have a bit of an advantage in that aspect.
Yeah, Jordan did mention that on his forum post. So, yeah, currently it's 8:45 at the moment, and we're just about 15 minutes away from starting qualifying. So, yeah, he's definitely got the timing fairly well for both Aussie and New Zealand.
Yep, I just scoffed down my dinner just before we went live, so works out pretty well. We've just got Mark Dean about to cross the line on a flying lap at the moment. His best lap is a 42.0. That lap time then was a 42.5, so a little bit off his best. Actually, it looks like not many drivers have improved recently. AJ Bear was the last driver to improve on his time. While drivers start to join the session though, we've got Mitchell McLeod now starting to find his feet. Starting to work out this car a little bit more. I know he hasn't done a lot of laps in this car ever. So good to see him out there having a go.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely good to see guys step out of their comfort zone and try something new, especially with the likes of open wheelers. Obviously, a number of guys having actually done open wheels in the past with the Frack and Smack in the past, so it's good to see these guys return back to what they used to do.
And Mitch has actually been trying to do a bit of running in the Formula 1 car recently, so probably sees this as a pretty good correlation. Also does a fair bit of driving in the Indy car when he can too, so no slouch in an open wheeler, but Used to seeing him more in the V8 supercar than we are in an open wheel car. In a
Yeah,
broadcast
definitely.
sense, anyway. Be a representative time of his pace. His current best lap was a 43.0, so he's 2.7 seconds off the pace, but this is flying lap now, so we'll stay with this one. Big weekend of broadcasting coming up this weekend too here on V8's Online, as Mitch just does that over rotation that we talked about before. Car's not handling the bumps like we've seen other drivers handle. Kurt Stenberg will go to him. Still running the old Postman Pat livery. Got Spa 24 hour this weekend. We will be broadcasting 2 stints of that, so looking forward to that. And we'll also will be bringing you the Australian Sprint Car Championship as well on Saturday night. And of course we will also have Porsche Carrera Cup Australia as well on Sunday night. So a big weekend ahead for us here at V8's Online. Looking forward to bringing you all the action.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the schedule, to be honest.
I don't know where
with
sleep
all
fits
that.
in the middle, but anyway.
Yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere in
But
that.
yeah, it should be quite a good lot of broadcasts for everybody to watch over the weekend and rest of the week.
Yep, so we'll be bringing segments 1 and segment 3 of the Spa 24, so midnight till 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Time, and also from noon through till 6 p.m, and then we'll have a bit of a break, and then we'll go again for for Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. So it'll be a really entertaining weekend of racing. Of course, Saturday night too, 7 o'clock, Australia Sprint Car Championship, which should be lots and lots of fun. Really looking forward to bringing that one to everyone.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting, that event, with the number of guys that are also currently running in the IRFF Sprint Car 14 Championship at the moment, which I'm competing in myself. But yeah, there are a number of very quick guys in there, so it's going to be very, very close and entertaining to watch.
Yeah, the guys at IRFF are running the Australian Championship as well, so had a lot of experience running these dirt events, so I'm sure it will be a highly entertaining night of racing.
Yeah, definitely.
Got 48 drivers competing in it, so everyone gets 2 heats, 12 in each heat. It'll be really, really cool to watch that one on Saturday night. Also got IMSA at Lime Rock tomorrow night as well, which should be very, very entertaining too. I'm sure some drivers are excited and cringing already at the thought of racing, multi-class racing in ultra-fast cars at Lime Rock.
Yeah, it's not really
I don't
most...
think I'd want to jump out there and race.
No, it's not really the most multi-class friendly track in the service, but they do have to deal with that sort of traffic in real life, so yeah, it's quite the combination, but obviously those who are smart and think about their moves will be successful.
It's a track they do race at in real life. Colton Penny looping it around like we've seen numerous drivers do, and he's just been moved off the timesheets by Mitchell McLeod up to P7.
Yeah, so it looks like Mitch is starting to find his feet and where he stands, so it's good to see that he's finally picked the pace up a bit and actually managed to finish the lap.
About time, Mitch. He did say before the weather, the track's not very hot, so yeah, it's just under 30 degrees. Air temp 24 degrees, mostly cloudy, and minimal humidity, so pretty much perfect conditions for these drivers to punch in lap times.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, cold tyres are probably going to be a bit of a challenge in the first few laps for these guys, and they'll have to take extra care so that they don't loop the cars or cause any issues with themselves and anyone else. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but once the tyres come up to temp, we'll definitely see some very quick lap times.
Which is actually struggling to get past Kurt Stenberg at the moment. Having a bit of a drag race down here. does get through, and it actually looks like it's been a half decent lap so far from Mitch.
Yeah, it has. He's pretty much got around the track fairly well.
Kept it on the track is probably a good start for him.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and
there we go.
Conte's goes.
Right on cue. Go to Jordan McDonald next. He's currently leading the field. Of course, the series admin. 40.3, his best lap. Few big names not able to turn up tonight, unfortunately. Got Rolf Eust, Chris Burgess, Scott Newton, Chris Lazarevic, not here tonight. Of course, I'm sure Chris won last round. Am I right?
Yes, he did.
Yep. Driving for ERT, so those guys pretty much have had a swap for swap with Bo Albert jumping in this week. End of this lap's look pretty good from McDonald here. Will he jump up the timesheet? Will he improve his time? Be close, I don't think he will though. 40.6. Got a Bo Albert, there's only 7 minutes left in this practice session, so they're starting to wind up ready for quali. Albert may actually be on an out lap here, so we'll go Emily Jones out there at the moment, currently P6, 41.2.
Just did that lap time on the last lap as well, so yeah, she's bringing the pace up now.
Pretty good result for her in the Supercar Online Premier Series on the weekend. Top 15. Managed to actually get past turn 1 for a change. That's been her biggest trouble recently. She hasn't been able to get past turn 1.
Yeah, she's had a bit of a run with bad luck recently, but it's all obviously changed on the weekend with the top 15 finish on Sunday in Scott, so she's done very well for herself to manage the top 15 in split 1, so props to her, and hopefully she can keep that momentum up and get another good result tonight.
Final corner down this front straight. Very different line from others coming through that little kink on the front straight. This lap looks like it will improve. She's into the 40s.
40.531,
Oh,
that's
up to P3.
very good.
Good lap.
Very good lap, 2 tenths.
1.5 tenths off the first position of Jordan McDonald.
Yeah, it is, so very quick time actually. So it's looking positive heading into qualifying for her.
Got Zach Best on screen, who Emily just passed coming into the last section of the track, currently in P16.
Currently also running in the Australian Formula 4 Championship as well.
Yep. Teammates with Ali Harbour as well, who we've seen racing Aussie racing cars and Formula 4 as well. Created their own sim team, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they have, which is quite good to see.
Lee Jones just goes off the track just ahead. A little bit distracting for him. Probably the closest they're going to find to their real life car as well. iRacing service at the moment.
Yeah, I'd say so. The car is pretty similar. Obviously, a couple of things being different, that you've probably got a little bit more downforce, possibly a little bit more power, and also the fact that the car actually only has a mono spring in the front, so rather than two, it's only got one single spring, so probably a little bit different in terms of how the car handles, but pretty similar otherwise in most respects.
Our best lap is a 43.1. I think that lap will be around about the same time.
43.6.
Yeah, side by side with Emily Jones here into turn 1 though. Bo Albert, who is for the fence, so we won't worry about Bo. Lap. Got a Mark Dean who's about to start a flying lap. Actually, he's on a flying lap at the moment, currently in 10th position at 141.6. Lap there is a 41.9, so a little bit off. Only 3 minutes left in this warm-up session, practice session. Guys have jumped out of their cars and getting ready for qualifying. They've decided they're not going to jump back out there until we get underway. But you know what, nice and close when you've got the top 5 cars separated by 2/10. You know that you've got a pretty good series on your hands.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to have very close racing like it is at the moment with this series. So, yeah, it's good to see that it's that close, and hopefully it continues through to the race and the rest of the season.
Don't forget, we do have our live timing up on our website at www.v8online.com/live-timing. If you are watching on our YouTube link, you can see the link in the description. Up to date with all of your favourite drivers there. Lee Jones is actually on another flyer here, so we'll watch and see what she can do on this lap. She's got a little bit of draft as well. Oh, and she's off the track at turn 2.
Yeah, you do have to be careful of those sausage curbs on the inside of turn 1 and 2, and also the next chicane after, as the car, obviously with being a monospring, it doesn't tend to handle bumps too well. So these guys are definitely going to have to be careful come race time to not unsettle the car, and also qualifying.
Edward Van Velsen on screen currently sits in 8th position, silver 141.2. Currently starting a flying lap, although he may not be able to finish it in time. I think the big thing with this, they've had an hour warm-up, they're going to jump in and get their heads around only a 15-minute qualifying session. With how long this track is, they may only get 2 goes at it.
Yeah, roughly. It won't be too many laps for these guys to pump out, so they'll have to really be out of the box the moment it says go. So it's pretty much going to be a matter of shootout style qualifying to see who can put it on pole.
Had our 19th driver join the session, so Wayne Burke, we saw in the last round as well, jumping in. Didn't have a lot of luck last round.
No, he didn't, unfortunately.
Checkered flag is now flying, so qualifying is about to get underway. Van Velsen won't lap, unfortunately. I could actually pretty quick as well. Pace. Go. Got qualifying underway.
And everybody's left their box as expected.
Really long pit lane as well, so the other guys are going to qualifying session.
Yeah, you've really got to either get your lap in, or you're not going to get more than probably 2 laps in.
We got through the second set of orders, and it's already a minute into the qualifying session. How long it takes to start this flying lap. Back. Round 2 full 12-week schedule here in this series. Next week we'll be heading to Suzuka, then Zandvoort, Circuit of the Americas in Phillip Island for the first half of this series. Last week we saw an awesome battle at Okayama, the middle of the field. Week, fingers crossed we'll see something very similar. Shorter race in regards to lap numbers, but still very, very similar in regards to total race time, around about the 40-minute mark. Dylan Shepherd on screen, he'll be the first driver to put in a flying lap. Great job last week. P2 from memory.
Yeah, Dylan got P2 if I'm not mistaken. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he did.
Oh, big lock up. Go into the second last corner. Not a good start to your flying lap, but better entry and exit out of the final corner. We're up to 7th. Get it right onto the limiter here, coming down this straight. Not much left in it there.
Already 2 minutes in, and guys are only just starting their laps now.
It's amazing how long it takes to get out of the pits and actually start this flying lap. Shepherd's going to come up to McLeod, which all gets out of the way nice and quickly. Target times low 40s. I don't think we'll see anyone into the 39s, but you never know in these sessions. Brings out the best in people.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and he slipped it out of the chicane.
Gonna go and start another lap straight away rather than take it back to the pits and get a fresh car. Van Velsen now will be the first driver to put in a realistic time. And a few guys actually have lap times count, but of course they were out laps based on where the start finish line is. Crosses the line. His best in the practice session was a 41.3 and does another 41.3. What Bo Albert can do is 41.4 for him. Jones, like she on an out lap, so might stick with her for this lap. Jordan McDonald's time as he crosses the line. Dean was top, now Jordan McDonald's gone to P1.
He has its decent time, obviously not the 40 that he set
Emily
in
Jones
practice.
off the track. Turn 1, so that'll end that lap time for her. Then Mitchell McLeod was starting a lap. He's got Kurt Stenberg right behind him.
Yes, then he will probably be getting a little bit of a draft effect there to help him through the lap.
Stenberg's already put in a realistic time. He's done a 42.3 and he's run off the track at the exit there, so that this lap time I doubt will count. Nelson still sitting third with Dean second, Gordon McDonald in first position. Bo Albert's moved in fourth position. Dylan Shepherd now goes to the top. Bo Albert up to first. The times are starting to tumble. McLeod spots in to 7th position. Jones now starting another flying lap. Of course, that last one did not count after the off track at turn 1. Here. That looks a bit better. Oh, big moment.
Yeah, that's definitely not ideal.
Top 4 at the moment, separated by 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, it's fairly close.
Oh, Emily Jones, big
Oh.
moment into the fence.
That's quite a hit.
That's that run done.
Just looked like she hit the curb and then it bombed out and sent her into the wall, unfortunately.
Very, very easy to do. We'll see that a few times in the race tonight as well. Bo Albert on screen now. Been told I've got to call him strobe light with the old dude where's my headlights on the back of the car.
Bo's actually done a 40.8 at the moment. Let's see what he does here with a bit of a lock up into the second last corner.
I think he's improved here. 40.6, so now gets it out to nearly 0.3 of a second over Dylan Shepherd, who is starting on an out lap at the moment, so still a little bit away from getting a proper lap underway. Got a Fulton Penny, who is currently sitting in 9th position. Best lap 42.2. Wayne Burke going off just ahead of him there. Same thing that we saw Dylan Shepherd do on his first flying lap. Fulton Penny through the final corner, or final complex of corners, I should say.
Oh, running fairly wide as well.
And again, oh, that might be
That's
no good,
probably
that.
going to be a 1X, I'd say.
Yep, that may end that lap there. Fine on the AstroTurf, but when he went to grass at the end of the AstroTurf, that probably ruined the lap. Yep,
And it
does knock
has.
me up. Gordon McDonald on screen now. He's currently on a flying lap. Best lap 41.4. Ryan O'Sullivan slots into P2. 40.7. So it's starting to move and work around at the top of the timesheet now. I was going to have the advantage here. He's going to get drafted at the perfect spot here down this little chute. The last complex of corners. May even have it down the front straight too. Really be able to improve, get into the 40s. We saw him to a 40.3. Oh, big lock up though.
Oh,
That's lap done. Oh. Mitchell McLeod goes to 3rd. 40.8. Edward Van Velsen on screen. Currently 8th position, 41.3.
ooh, but almost lost it there. Oh, and around he goes out of the chicane. That curb seems to be catching a lot of people out at the
Yeah.
moment.
Really throwing, or unsettling some drivers at the moment. We've got Emily Jones back on screen. Hopefully she can get a lap time in. This is her out lap, I'm fairly sure.
Looks like it, but I'm not sure.
Go to Dylan Shepherd, who is on a flying lap just ahead of her on track. 40.9 for him. Wayne Burke goes up to 6th position. Starting to get nice and close up towards the pointy end again.
Yeah, and with just under 5 minutes remaining, these guys are definitely going to want to start pumping some laps out
Going to be an
to
improvement
try and
for
get it.
Shepherd.
There he is.
40.8 up to 3rd. Good
Yes,
lap.
and now it's even closer.
Red Emily Jones for this flying lap. Denberg up to 8th, so now I've got the top 10 separated by 7/10. 4 drivers have not posted a lap time. Riley Blythe hasn't actually done a lap at all in qualifying at the moment. Zach Best, Emily Jones and Brant Tucker all have not posted lap times. That's ultra wide from Jones.
Oh, and she's looped it again.
Not been a great qualifying session for her. We'll go to Brant Tucker, who's on a flying lap as well.
Just going past Emily as well.
It's one of those guys that's very, very active in the AusNZ community, but you don't see him on track a huge amount, especially in broadcast series. So you see Brant out there.
Yeah, it is. He's obviously usually found going around and doing his own business, running his team All Star Motorsports. So, a bit of a moment there out of the chicane, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's not too often seen on track, but he does make his cameo appearances every now and then.
And pedal.
Yeah, he definitely can. He's not a bad driver.
Doesn't show it too often. That's the issue.
Yeah.
This will be about a mid 41 here by the looks of this time at the moment, maybe into the 42s. This lap will be the first one that counts for him. 42.2, I feel that is. 42.2.
Yes.
14th position, so 1.5 seconds separating pretty much the entire field at the moment. Ryan O'Sullivan starting a final flying lap. Dylan Shepherd, last lap by, jumped into third. It was right behind Ryan O'Sullivan, and O'Sullivan actually beat his best time as well. So McLeod's probably the one to watch on this flying lap. He can improve as well as the others seem to be doing. It's going to be nice and tight up the top.
Yeah, definitely by the looks of it. Well, good run through the chicane there by McLeod as well. So looking like it's going to be quite a good lap here, possibly.
I think he's learnt to keep it off the curbs, which has been the killer for a lot of drivers here.
Yeah, you definitely have. It's definitely a
Fine art.
choose whether you want to be aggressive or not. Really.
Have to set up the car like a car like this or those massive curbs. His last attempt this time around.
42.0.
Not competitive. And Emily Jones, who's actually about to finish a flying lap. Hope she doesn't have something go wrong here, because I'll feel guilty that it's our fault for this, but through the final corner. So this lap looks like it will count. A little bit off the pace though, unfortunately. 43s. Nope, doesn't count again. So she's got one more crack at it with under a minute left on the clock. Ryan O'Sullivan, he's done. And Shepherd going for the run. Berg just starting another flying lap as well. Rod McDonald though about to cross the line for his final lap, or about to start his final lap. 41.5, I think that one will be. Fine. Cloud's done, AJ Bear's also done, Bo Albert's done. Falcon Marta's just moved up the timesheets as well, up into P11. With Van Velsen up to 6th as well. Lap from Van Velsen, so we've got 6 drivers into the 1 minute 40s. Jones through the final complex of corners here. But looks like it will count. Checkered flag is out. Actually looks like a good lap.
Yeah, it does actually.
41s.
41.6%, that puts her 12th.
Oh, Dylan Shepherd the first right behind her though. 40.5.
40.5. Wow, good lap.
Berg's going to go again. He's done. Best lap into 16th. Joseph Falcomata, who's the last driver to put in a flying lap. Current best is a 41.5 in P11. Improved here, I think. Might be a 41.4, yes.
4, yep.
No improvement in position, though, unfortunately for him, but still improving your time on your final lap is always a good feeling. We'll go through the starting grid, though. Dylan Shepherd steals pole right at the dying seconds of this one. He'll start from P1. Bo Albert in P2, only a 10th behind. Then we've got Ryan O'Sullivan, Mitchell McLeod, AJ Bear in 5th position. 6th be Edward Van Velsen. Then we've got Wayne Burke, Jordan McDonald, Kurt Stenberg, Mark Dean, Joseph Falcomata, Emily Jones, Colton Penny, Cameron Freeman, Brant Tucker, Zach Best, Mark Turner, Benny Gill, and Riley Blythe, who did not put in a lap, and I don't know if he will be taking the field, but either way, nice, tight, close field.
Yeah, it definitely is, with how close it is at the moment. Couple of tenths separating pretty much majority of the field, just over a second separating 1st to 12th, so it's going to be very close indeed, and hopefully we can get some very close racing out of it as well.
Only a couple of seconds away from the drivers taking the grid. With the track temp not overly hot, so the drivers will have to be comfortable with their cars not having a amount of tyre grip and heat coming into turn 1. Drivers should be pretty okay with tyre wear throughout the race because the track has not got a huge heat in it. The 25 laps, 121 Ks of racing ahead right here at Imola. Be all over in about 42 minutes or so, 43 minutes. Dylan Shepherd will have the pleasure of leading this field away, starting in P1. A great lap right at the end of the set. Fantastic effort from him. As well during the race, you can check out our live timing. It's available up on our website www.v8online.com/live-timing. Live timing, all the information you want to know. So check out a track map as well to see where your drivers are on track. What's Bo going to be able to do here? He's not going to be able to flash any lights at us. He's going to cope here.
Yeah, well, he's already put in the all teams chat saying, "Where's my headlights?" So
I do like how he's done that rear wing. There's my headlights on it. That's quite good one.
Yeah,
will be in the booth with me tomorrow night for the racing at IMSA Lime Rock Park next week. Waiting for the last drivers to jump in. Here we go. We're ready to go.
Lights are on. And we are away.
Yeah, round 2 is go. Good jump from Shepherd on the inside row. Albert jumped in straight behind him. AJ Bears managed to clear ahead of McLeod. But they're going to go through turn 1 nice and clean, nice and steady.
Yep, everybody's made it by the looks of it.
2 by 2.
We'll bring Brad Tucker off in the background there.
Yeah, he's still going though, still going in the right direction, which is good. McLeod's actually got ahead of Ryan O'Sullivan there.
Yeah, he
McLeod's
has.
up to 3rd. He was back in 5th at the start there. He dropped behind AJ Bear at turn 1, and Bear's dropped all the way back to 7th. He's stuck on the outside. Van Velsen, Burke have both got ahead of him, as well as McLeod, as we said. McLeod now side by side with Ryan O'Sullivan, and just chops off the front coming in through this corner. And Wayne Burke now ahead of Ryan O'Sullivan too, who's on
AJ Bear. Off in the back.
Yeah. If we can pick up
Not
what
sure if
happened
that was contact.
there. Zach Best also off the track too. We'll replay and see what's happened.
Oh, he got caught out by the AstroTurf and then he's just lost control, really.
Very easy to do.
Yeah, and especially in cold tyres like all the guys are at the moment.
lucky he went to the right and not to the left. So good result there in a way. Unfortunate for him that he's way back in the field. He's dropped all the way back. P18 behind Zach Best. Got Jordan McDonald actually has been a good mover at the start. He's jumped up all the way. 56. Got a battle for the lead though. Shepherd defending up the inside. Oh, but not quite able to get there though.
Yeah, all these guys are looking pretty well compacted at the moment still. So it's looking good for possibly a 5-way battle for the lead at the moment.
That's what we want to see. This racing has been really tight. We saw the front two breakaway last week, but this week, complete opposite. We saw Rhino Sullivan thought about making a move up the inside there, thought about taking a big lunge.
Yeah, it's very easy to do that at that corner, but then you do have to remember that that corner does lead up a hill, so you don't really want to sacrifice your run out of the corner at a corner like that.
I've seen in lots of series that we've broadcast at this track that you can hold it around the outside there because of that hill. Oh, and that's too much curb there from O'Sullivan, and he has damaged that front wing.
He has by the looks of it, so he's going to be impacted on the straights by the looks of it.
Rod McDonald now right on his tail. In 6th.
Currently in draft as well.
Wayne Burke's done a great job. He's right on the tail of Mitchell McLeod and looking to make a move.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely got some good pace at the moment. He did try to make a move at turn 1. Well, he thought about it anyway, but wasn't quite successful as McDonald's going to go up the inside, well, around the outside at the moment. He'll have the inside run to turn 1.
Interesting, Mitchell McLeod's just on the fastest lap of the race so far. Managed to break away from Wayne Burke. A little, but under brakes, Burke's closed up really quickly. Emily Jones up the inside of Edward Van Velsen, so she's now up to 7th. Good improvement from starting 12th.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to mention that pass, but you beat me to it, so
I just saw it in the background, so I'm like, ooh. It looks like Joseph Falcomata's in the pit, so I'm not sure exactly what's happened to him, but he fortunately looks like a race done for him. And Velsen and Stenberg side by side here. As we were just saying, being stuck on the inside, Stenberg's actually had to drop back in behind. Couldn't get a run.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at the replay there, and Joseph looks like he was involved in the lap 1 incident, so yeah, that's unfortunate for him.
No doubt he'll be back out there again next week. We're off to Suzuka next week. This front 4, this is going to be a great battle if they can stay like this for the race.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be very, very close indeed.
Mark Dean's just gone ahead of Cameron Freeman, so he's in the top 10 now. Loud though looks like he's got the best pace out of this group. In saying that, Wayne Burke's got a great exit out of the final corner here and may be able to get a move done on McLeod here in turn 1.
Yeah, but McLeod's going to go defensive here.
Now, speaking of defensive, so
Bo Albert's going to go... Oh, it's going to be close.
Bo Albert had done the fastest lap of the race, and then straight away Wayne Burke took that pleasure away from him. And Velsen and Stenberg side by side through into turn 1 as well. They're still side by side. Oh, Van Velsen! Oh!
On his own as well, just the car snapped.
That is unfortunate there for Van Velsen. That was looking like it was going to be a good battle because they've been side by side quite a few times on that lap. That car just snapped, didn't it?
Yeah, they were having a good old royal battle. I think he might have caught the inside curb going through that corner and possibly it unbalanced the car, but not sure.
Yeah, you can just see on board the car, you see the rear suspension bouncing heavily, and that's what has caused that spin, I am fairly sure anyway. Go back to the front though, Albert is right on the tail of Shepherd here.
Yeah, it's currently quite a good little bit four-way battle for the lead at the moment.
Jordan McDonald's not far away from getting in at 2.
He's not too far behind, so should be able to close in as Bo Albert's looking around the outside. Possibly, no.
These guys keep fighting. He'll be right in that battle.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
Oh.
Albert with a bit of a moment there, taking too much inside curb.
I thought
Now
McLeod was
McLeod's going to have him.
run up the inside of him there, but here we go on board with McLeod over the start-finish line. Look at the way he's trying to use the draft.
Up the inside. He'll have the draft from Shepherd now. Oh, here we go. It's about to get feisty.
And right on cue, Jordan
Look up,
McDonald's
right
done the
on.
fastest lap of the race too, so he's going to be right in it. Van Valsten's actually decided to
Oh,
jump
yeah.
into the pits.
Oh, Albert and McLeod side by
McLeod
side.
might lose a spot here. For Wayne Burke, he's going to be side by side. And McDonald's
Have the
right there
inside
now.
run.
Great racing here.
Definitely.
We're only on lap 5 too. We've still got heaps of racing to go. Mark Dean's off the track. Rear wings disappeared off the back of that car. We'll try and pick up a replay and see what happened there for Mark Dean. He was in 10th.
Contact with Fulton Penny by the looks of it, and he's rolled back into the fence.
Very unfortunate for Mark. Last week we saw him do a great job just staying out of trouble, but this week not able to do so, and that's really going to hurt his car. Actually looks like he's
McDonnell's up the inside of McLeod there. So McLeod's actually lost three positions in the lap.
Yeah. Can pick up what's happened there. We've got actually Mark Turner and Zach Best are both out of the race too, so we'll go back and try and pick up a replay of what's happened with Zach Best and Mark Turner. Going on the timesheets as first and second, we just caught the end of it there. Back and pick it up exactly.
Oh, that was a big hit for Zach. He lost it through the second chicane, and then Mark's had nowhere to go. That's that's quite an impact.
And Mark had lost it himself and was starting to recover. Now, seeing here, this is a replay of McLeod being passed by Jordan McDonald. I believe McLeod has had a
Oh, Albert's
slowdown
run one. Burke's now in the second. McDonnell's possibly going to get Bo Albert as well. Yeah, Albert's got a slowdown.
Yep, so McLeod had a slowdown. That cost him third position. He dropped back to fifth, and same now for Bo Albert. Jordan McDonald's just done the fastest lap of the race once again. So he's definitely on a charge here. Shepherd now leads from Wayne Burke. A little bit of a gap back to Jordan McDonald. And then Bo Albert, Mitch McLeod now. The top 5. Emily Jones is starting to close on this pack as well. We could see a six-way battle for the lead.
Ryan O'Sullivan's not too far behind. He's obviously got that damaged front wing, but he's not too far behind. So it's all of a sudden become much more interesting. Burke's looking to make a move up the inside of Shepherd here, and he's... Oh, never mind. But he is close.
Very close. Bo Albert's right on the back of Jordan McDonald, and McLeod's around.
Oh!
Good recovery, though. Only lost 2 spots out of it. Oh, and Stenberg's off just behind as well. And he's recovered it quite well too. Then he's going to lose a couple of spots here.
To Penny and Brent Ticker, yeah.
Shepherd now has a different car to defend from. But Wayne Burke right on his tail, and Wayne is looking. He's almost out of road on that side, and he's going to actually get the move done. First fastest lap of the race, a 40.8.
Well past. He's got the move done. Shepherd's going to look around the outside. No, he's going to have to slot back in, and he's all over the rear end of Wayne here.
Change for the lead. It's a great battle. Great racing from all these guys.
Definitely.
Mark Dean, unfortunately, looks like he is now out of the race. Guys now starting to drop out. Top 11, though, separated by 14 seconds. Top 5 separated by 2.5.
Yes, it's very close at the moment. I don't think we can really assume who's going to win it at this point because it's far too close to call.
You're in that top 6 or top 7, I think you have a chance of winning. Because anything can happen. In saying that, Wayne Burke's pulled a pretty big gap already on Dylan Shepherd, down to 6/10.
Yeah, he's suddenly all of a sudden come alive and he's pulled quite a gap. So I'd say is everybody's tyres would probably start to be nice and warm and everybody be able to start driving hard and everything.
Clouds on the tail of Ryan O'Sullivan. I think he'll try and get a move done down the front straight with that little bit of aero damage to O'Sullivan's car. He's going to have to work quite hard to get back up though. Dropped about 3.5 seconds behind. But Wayne Burke now out to a second lead.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of pace at the moment.
Full second quicker than Shepherd that lap. Comparative lap times, you've got 40.0 for Burke, 41.0 for Burke, 42.0 for Shepherd, 41.1 and a 41.2 for McDonald and Albert behind.
And then Emily Jones has done a 41.6. 41.4 that last lap, so they're all pretty close in terms of lap time.
McLeod did get the move done on O'Sullivan, he said, down the front straight, so he's now got 3.5 seconds to catch up to Emily Jones. But McDonald and Albert is definitely the battle to watch at the moment. We're a third of the way through this race now, on lap 8 of 25. The guys are starting to settle a little bit, find their feet, and attack once more soon. That time around, lap time wise, all pretty much identical times from the top 6 drivers. 41.3, 41.2, 41.3, 41.3, 41.1, 41.3. Nothing between them at all.
Absolutely nothing. That's extremely close.
Emily Jones is starting to catch up to Bo Albert as well. So let's keep an eye on her, one eye on her moving forward. Down at 1.2 seconds, a gap between 4th and 5th now. Burke, actually Shepherd's closed the gap. It was out to 1 second. It's now down to 6/10. Benny Gill now in the pits as well. So the 12 drivers left on the track. Oh, big moment for Jones.
Oh,
She kept it off the wall, luckily. Same
very
as what we've
lucky.
seen a few drivers do. We saw McLeod do it, we saw Stenberg do it, and now we've seen Jones do it in the race. We also saw Shepherd do it in qualifying. The exact same thing.
Yeah, I think these guys need to just start to think that they need to be a little bit less aggressive with that chicane, because it's starting to bite a lot of people and not in a good way either.
Gordon McDonald's just done the fastest lap of the race. Have a look at Shepherd. He's closed up astronomically quick onto the back of Wayne Burke. Shepherd that lap 40.885. McDonald an 8.47. So pretty much the same lap time for those guys. Shepherd up the inside, move done, back into first.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden changed again. Looks like Brandt has also unfortunately left the server. Appears he had a self-spin in that chicane we were just talking about it earlier as well. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
I think if a few teams are listening into the broadcast, they'll be telling their drivers now to take a bit of care through that chicane, because it's starting to take a lot of drivers out. Burke
Yeah, it
now
definitely is.
Oh, I thought Burke was going to front up the inside there.
Oh,
Oh, big moment right at that chicane. And McDonald looks like he might be able to pounce here.
It's looking like he's got a good run and he's in the draft, so he might be able to have a look at the inside here at the second last corner, which no, he stays behind. Thinking about doing it on the straightaway, probably.
You know the best thing about this? We're not even halfway through the race.
Oh, Burke with
big
another big
moment.
moment. Yeah, we're not actually. We're not even... Well, we're not quite halfway, but yeah. We're over a quarter. Is now Burke's actually going to come back at McDonnell. Bow Albert just in the background there is looking like he's going to take advantage if these two fight. Burke's got him back though.
Shepherd will be looking in the mirror and going, keep going, boys, keep at it.
Yeah.
That lap around, 41.0 for Shepherd, 42.4 for Burke, which is obvious with that mistake. Oh, McDonald with a 41.3, 41.1 for Albert, 40... Something's happened to McLeod.
Well, McDonnell's up the inside.
McLeod's in the pits.
Oh, McDonnell spun Burke on! Albert's
Oh!
McDonnell!
Big moment. Pick up a replay and see exactly what happened, and we'll try and work out what's happened to McLeod as well.
Oh, McLeod's had a moment through turn 2 and he's flying off the road at incredible speed and hit the wall quite hard.
Donald looks like he's out of the race as well. So another one bites the dust. Shepherd now has
that's
lead
unfortunate.
all to himself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate as it was quite a good battle we were having.
Replay McLeod's incident. We're left with 10. Or 9 actually. Only 9 left in. Big moment for McLeod.
Unfortunate.
Go back live, we've got Stenberg and Felton Penny battling for 7th position. Still going at it quite tightly. Almost at the halfway point of this race now. Not many cars left in it, unfortunately. Shepherd leads
just
4.8, but Wayne Burke's still got good pace.
Yeah, I reckon Wayne's possibly going to be able to come back through and latch onto the back end of Dylan again. But he was slightly somewhat involved in that incident with McDonnell and Bo, so possibly both of them might suffer a bit of damage.
A bit more of an idea this lap around. Albert looks like he is down on pace because he's just let Burke through quite easily. Doesn't put up a fight at all. Burke is just pulling away.
Yeah, it's looking like Bo's got a little bit of front wing damage.
Same as what we saw on O'Sullivan's car. Actually, the exact same damage on O'Sullivan's car. So they are real matching cars. Emily Jones actually coming back through the field. Starting to close up once again. Keep an eye on the time difference between Shepherd and Burke. Currently 5.4 seconds. Emily Jones could be on for a top 3 here.
Yeah, she may very well be actually at this rate. Which would be a nice change for once.
Big change of her luck because we've seen plenty of bad luck for her in recent weeks in pretty much every broadcast event that she's been in, whether it be Formula Renault or Scops. It changed on Sunday in Scops. She had a pretty much faultless run. This race, other than the unlucky qualifying results, the one self-spin, done pretty well. Albert's dropping time quite dramatically. Colton Penny's around at turn 2. Kept it off the wall though, luckily. Have Cameron Freeman come up behind though. Replay the incident with Colton Penny. over rotation through turn 1 and continued into turn 2, but trying to get back on Freeman. Don't have the pace to be able to do it.
Shepard's just done his fastest lap as well, that last lap with a 40.8.
Yeah, and Burke's actually closing the gap too, so interesting to see what Burke's lap time is when he crosses the start-finish line. .41.3, so down to 5 seconds now. Gained 4 tenths. 41.7 versus a 41.2 that time around.
Yeah, so Burke's looking very racy at the moment.
Here comes Fulton Penny. Going to look up the inside into the final 2 corners. Gets it done at the second last corner. Cameron Freeman doesn't put up too much of a fight, and Penny is away once more. Albert back to Jones is now 4 seconds. It was 5 seconds when she got the move done. He has lost almost 3 seconds that lap.
Yeah.
43.9 versus a 41.0. So Albert must be really struggling for pace in that car now.
Yeah, that wing damage won't be helping him at all at the moment, with the fact that he's got that aero damage is probably going to be affecting him both through the corners and down the straights. Cameron Freeman, meanwhile, has got past Fulton Penny, who's actually just looped it out of the second chicane.
He did so much work to get that move back done, and he's given it up once more. AJ Bear behind him, still pushing on after that issue he had on turn 1. We saw him do a great job in qualifying. He's somehow pretty sure he'd be pretty impressed to find himself up into 9th after the bad luck he had at the start.
Yeah, definitely. You should be happy with the fact that he's managed to actually finish rather than finish way down where he was going to be.
He dropped down all the way into 18th position. He's now found himself in 9th. Dylan Shepherd starting lap number 15, so 11 left in this race. 41.0. Burke does a 41.0 behind him, so absolutely matching it for lap times that time around.
400ths pretty much by the difference.
Albert lost another 2.2 seconds to Jones. You can see how close she is closing in now. Closing very quick. She'll pass Albert, I reckon, into the last chicane. See the pace difference through the mid-corner.
Yeah, massive.
Straight line
Yeah, I
speed
think
seems
you're
about the
right.
same, but it's just the mid-corner.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I think you're right in that she'll get him by the last chicane, I'd say. Because she's closing fairly quickly at the moment.
Close up right on his tail here, up the hill, and she'll probably make a move up the inside into the final chicane, if not into the final corner. That was pretty close, wasn't I?
Yeah, you definitely were.
Anyone think I might have watched a couple of races in my time. Gap at the front is now spread. It's out to 6 seconds. Shepherd's raised another gear once more. Stenberg's off the track. Albert defends up the inside, blocks the front. Jones
Just
not able
gets
to
it.
get through.
Hold on.
Jones will pass him down the front straight here. He will get the draft advantage.
Yeah,
Look
definitely.
at how quick she's gaining here.
Straight past, like he's standing still.
Stenberg's dropped back. Now he was starting to close up on Ryan O'Sullivan. He's dropped back now about 12 seconds behind. Emily Jones has got 8 seconds to gain up to Wayne Burke. Don't know if she's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, possibly not, although maybe. We'll just have to see, as a number of guys have been making mistakes, so if she can be consistent and have a little bit of hope, I'm sure she should be able to close that gap down a little bit, and possibly if Wayne or Dylan do make a mistake, then she'll be on for a first or a second, possibly.
Potential there. 10 to go, so still a fair bit left in this race. She gained 9/10 of a second on Burke last lap and had to pass Albert as well. So definitely not over. AJ Bears managed to make his way up into 8th position. The gap between Burke's just spun.
Oh!
For Burke at that same chicane that we've seen how many drivers have issues at now. Pretty much the whole field. Emily Jones has spun as well.
Oh!
At the exact same spot. Wow.
Unbelievable scenes.
I was not expecting that. And now Jones has to get back past O'Sullivan and Albert once more. I think she might have seen Burke spin. Burke's actually coming
Burke's
in
a pit lane.
That's a bit surprising. Or why Burke would be.
Oh, and Emily Jones has lost it as well.
Oh, out of the final corner.
Oh, she's lost it out of the final corner and hit the wall.
Oh, she might be race done.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Pick up a replay and see exactly what happened there. We missed that while we were watching Wayne Burke in the pits, which we were very surprised about. My thinking is Emily Jones saw that spin from... Oh, that was a surprising incident there for Jones. I don't know how that even happened. Very strange. Back going again. Wayne Burke, I think, is pitted for tyres.
No, that was a very short stop, only a few seconds.
He may not have put enough fuel in the car.
Possibly fuel, or
Maybe
possibly a front wing change, maybe. I don't know. It was a very short stop. No, Emily's kept on going, although car's looking a little bit beaten up at the moment, and she seems to be struggling a little bit.
Crabbing quite badly. It doesn't look enjoyable to drive. Was wanting to turn to the left. She's doing the left-handers quite well, but no fun around right-handers. At the front, though, the lead now out to 19 seconds for Shepherd. 2 races in a row. He's just keeping it clean. He's going to get a good result.
Yeah, 2 podiums in a row and 1 win, so looking like a fairly good... Yeah, it's not over yet, though, so yeah. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be quite a good result in these 2 rounds at the moment.
Wayne Burke's back in the pits, so his race is done. Ryan O'Sullivan's closed up to Bo Albert quite quickly too, so O'Sullivan, after the issues we saw on lap 1, or lap 2, where he absolutely destroyed that front wing, he's going to find himself up on a podium. Albert actually is going to let him through. He's now back into second.
Yeah. So good recovery actually from Ryan there.
Denberg into 4th, Freeman into 5th. AJ Bear now up to 6th. Told him after he'd spun on lap 1, don't worry, you'll finish 6th. He would have been absolutely over the moon with that. Still not over. We could still see even less drivers finish this race.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm amazed by this. This is not how I thought this race was going to play out, especially with how tight that action was on the first couple of laps.
No, I don't think anyone would have seen this coming. And Fulton Penny's left the server as well, so...
You've got damage as well. O'Sullivan off the track. He's going to have a slowdown penalty. The Bo Albert's going to come through here again and take back second position. Having a bit of fun out on track together.
Teammates they are.
Are we chatting to each other in Teamspeak and making sure they know what's going on? Dylan Shepherd will be trying to punch out fastest laps now, I'm very sure. Well, last week, fastest lap get done pretty much towards the end of the race, so still a chance with the way that this car behaves that you can still punch out fastest laps when your fuel gets lower. Don't necessarily need new boots. Seven laps to go. I'm still amazed by this. I'm actually speechless by how this race is played out.
Yeah, I am too at the moment. It's, yeah, no one saw this coming, I don't think. From 18 starters to 7 remaining at the moment is quite incredible.
One of those cars is just holding on. Emily Jones, that actually looks like it's not as bad as it was before. It looked like it was very left hand down before, but it looks like it's straightened itself out a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's much better to drive at the moment.
Heated to the tyres,
obviously-
right?
Yep, probably not obviously perfect, but it's manageable.
Dylan Shepherd out in the final corner. He's got 6 more laps to go here at Imola. Hot lapping now, making sure he keeps it clean. Sometimes when you've got this much of a lead, they're the hardest races to drive because you so easily can lose concentration. But 25 seconds to the car behind. Sometimes when you try and take it easy too is when you make mistakes too, so still be trying to push as hard as possible.
Yeah, you definitely will. It's you gotta really stay focused because one small little bit loss of concentration and it can all pretty much fall away and go down the drain if you're not careful.
Track seems to just breed absolutely amazing, bizarre racing because we see it every single time we come to this track in whatever series we're broadcasting. The racing is just amazing. We saw it in Scots, we saw it in the official V8 series. It was awesome fun racing we've had the last couple of times we've been here in the V8, and Formula Renault has just absolutely brought it on well and truly.
Yeah, definitely. This track always throws up all sorts of scenarios and situations, which is always exciting and good to watch. So yeah, it's always good to come to Imola and have all sorts of unexpected things happen.
Five to go now for Shepherd. Maintaining that gap around the 25 seconds, so drop the pace off a little bit, about 1.5 seconds, and taking it nice and easy, nice and steady. 7 drivers still continuing on. Ryan O'Sullivan in P2, pulling ahead of his teammate Beau Albert, who dropping around about 1.5 seconds to O'Sullivan each lap at this stage. That just lost 2 seconds that lap. Don't think Stenberg's got enough time left to catch Albert, but he can find another half a second a lap. Maybe right on his tail, right at the finish line.
Yeah, he may well be able to get Bo at this point. If he does get a little bit more pace out of the car, he should be able to get third, but it's going to be definitely close.
AJ Bear's now right on the tail of Cameron Freeman too, so he might actually get up to 5th. Last lap by, he gained a full second on Freeman. And a 0.4 of a second, it was out as far, about 6 seconds, not all that long ago. I have to say that AJ Bear will get past at some point here.
He's looking like he's got a decent amount of pace, so should be able to do it fairly easily. I'd say he's probably going to get it done down the front stretch here.
Yeah, he should have enough pace to be able to do it. He did have great pace in qualifying. Didn't look like he damaged the car in that issue in turn 1. He's just had to work his way through the field. Isn't all that easy. Yeah, he should get it done in the turn 1 here.
Around the outside he goes. And move done by the looks of it all.
Oh.
Struggling to hold the car, but he's got it done.
Right here, and Freeman will try and close onto the back, but he knows he won't be able to get back through, I don't think. Four to go now. Shepherd, Slon, make it 3 to go. About 5 minutes left of racing for him. He'll making sure he's got the concentration levels up as high as possible. He's done another 41.5, so he's brought that pace back down once more. Gap between Stenberg and Bear is probably one to watch because Stenberg last lap did a 43.4, AJ Bear a 41.7. Gap between them 3.3 seconds. Bear might catch Stenberg here.
Yeah, maybe at the rate he's going.
Freeman could even catch him too. Yep. Stenberg to Freeman 3.1 seconds. Sorry, Bear to Stenberg 3.1 seconds. 4.2 seconds Stenberg to Freeman.
Yeah, I'd say AJ's probably going to have Stenny here, as he is actually closing quite quickly now.
It's down under 3 seconds. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bear will get Stenny here. Just looking at the pace of all the drivers, fastest driver on track obviously is Dylan Shepherd. AJ Bear the next fastest driver.
Yeah, so bit of a would've, could've, should've sort of race for AJ in this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely had the pace to match it. We saw a good qualifying. Just that one issue, actually sort of got squeezed out of it in turn one, and then got stuck on the outside, and the Astros turf absolutely destroyed him through the hairpin, through the corner after the hairpin. Down to 2.3, down to 2 seconds actually. We'll catch him for sure. Whether he can pass him though is another story.
Yeah, says it's one thing to catch a driver, but it's a completely another thing to overtake them.
Gained 1.5 seconds on this lap so far. So, oh, it's just in the background you see Freeman loop it out of the final corner and into the fence.
Yeah,
scraped
just
the front.
slightly too happy on the right pedal.
AJ Bear now closing in on Stenberg, so this will be for 4th and 5th position. Last lap around, Stenberg did a 43.3. AJ Bear's 41.9. 1.4 second gain there for Bear on Stenberg. Gap now 1.6 with 2 to go. So do the maths. Show them pretty much nose to tail with 1 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be very close.
The race leader, Dylan Shepherd, has now started his final lap of this race. Yeah, it's definitely got the pace on Stenberg here.
Yeah, massive gain through that chicane there.
I think he'll get it done into turn 1, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so. He's currently in the draft range, so if he can get a good run out of the final corner, he's closed up massively under brakes there, so yeah, he's definitely going to be able to get Stenny here fairly quickly and easily.
Saying that he didn't get as good an exit out of the final corner as I thought, and he hasn't actually got a great run. Not closing like I expected. Come up to the final lap.
Oh, he's closing in fairly quick now. Oh, but
he's
he's
gonna-
actually hit the limiter. He's actually run out of legs.
Yeah. But Stenny got a really good exit out of that final corner. I think he sacrificed the middle of that little chute between the second to last and last corner just to ensure that he
Yeah.
got that great exit.
Yeah, he's thought about that one and he's definitely done well.
Stenny's a very, very smart driver. He probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's got his thinking cap on while he's driving. Very, very good at defending his position, maintaining his gap.
Yeah, and he's doing that quite well at the moment, as we can see.
Go to our leader, Dylan Shepherd. He's on the front straight for the final time. Congratulations, Dylan Shepherd. Second in the first round. Picks up a win here at round 2 here at Imola. Great result. Well done.
Pretty much the championship leader now.
Could be. Just see Rhino Sullivan actually had a spin at that same chicane once again, and Bo Albert's right on his tail. But we'll stay with the Stenberg and Bear battle because
Stenny's a little bit wide on. AJ's looped
AJ's looped it.
Half looped it
Hold on.
anyway.
Yeah, did a good job to hold on there, but great battle between these guys. Position
Yeah.
will not change unless Stenberg has a massive mistake here at the final complex of corners. Right under Rhino Sullivan. Managed to end up for holding on for second place. Bo Albert in third. And Kurt Stenberg will finish fourth.
Yeah, so definitely a good drive from a number of the guys. Obviously a bit unfortunate that we had so many DNFs, but that's racing at the end of the day and just does happen from time to time. So yeah, good bit racing at the start of the race, but just unfortunate that what happened.
Millie Jones actually let Dylan Shepherd pass her at the final corner or down the front straight to make sure that she's up not having to do that last lap. Actually have race complete. So we'll go through the race results. Dylan Shepherd ends up picking up the win, 40 seconds in the end over Rhino Sullivan. Bo Albert in third place. Kurt Stenberg fourth, held on from AJ Bear at the end in fifth position. Cameron Freeman in sixth. Emily Jones in seventh. And the DNFs, a massive list. Wayne Burke, Bolton Penny, Jordan McDonnell, Mitchell McLeod, Brant Tucker, Benny Gill, Mark Dean, Mark Turner, Zach Best, Joseph Falcamata, Edward Van Velsen, and Riley Blythe did not start this race. What an amazing night we've had.
Yeah, definitely. It's had all sorts of action and drama and everything. So yeah, it's been quite the night of racing, to be honest.
Has been. We'll wait and see if we'll get some drivers in. Actually, we'll just go straight to Bo. Hey, Bo.
Hello.
Good drive, just staying out of trouble there. Ended up in third place, mate. Well done.
Didn't quite get to stay out of trouble.
Oh, sort of.
Well, kind of. I had a bit of damage after the incident with Wayne Burke and Jordan, so I ended up losing about 12 kilometers an hour down the straight for the rest of the race. So from there, I kind of free fell back down the order, unable to challenge Dylan, who drove an epic race tonight. So massive congratulations to him. But bit of a tough race for me, but you know, it's just sometimes that happens.
You are struggling with the curbs as well, because that seemed to be what other drivers were struggling with, especially the last chicane.
Yeah, this car is crazy over the curbs. We're running, well, most teams can run down to a minimum ride height of about 25 millimeters, and these curbs are quite a bit more than 25 millimeters. So you have to really stay away from them tonight. And if you just hit them a little bit, it unsettles the car so much. So there was quite a few of us flying off the road at different times, but you know, this race kind of turned out to be who could stay out of the trouble the least. And yeah, it was a bit of chaos out there.
Oh, well done, mate. We'll no doubt see you again tomorrow night. Good to race a different car, though. Better go to that. Better ask you that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different of the Porsche. I was a little bit confused at first where my roof was, and then I tried to fire up the headlights and nothing was working. I tried changing out some bulbs only to realize that this car doesn't have headlights. So, yeah, definitely a different challenge, and it was good to be different from the Porsche, but Porsche experience doesn't help you in this car at all.
Well done, mate. Third position, definitely nothing to frown at, so well done.
Here's guys, just before I go, just a quick shout out to Logitech G, who ERT recently signed a new contract with, so can't wait to have them on the car for another year. GTI to help out with your Logitech wheel and improve it a little bit. And Joe Real Timing, final sponsor who we would be nothing without.
Well done, mate. We'll see you tomorrow night for IMSA.
Cheers, guys.
Go to our race winner. You guys jumped in the stage, Dylan. Congratulations on the win, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, it was a bloody long race, and yeah, awesome track for these cars. So yeah, I'm bloody stoked with that. I haven't had a win like that in a long time.
Find it ultra tough, especially when there's 6 cars separated by absolutely nothing at the start there.
Oh, look, them first 12 laps were some of the best racing I've ever been involved with in open wheelers. You know, Nolan Berkey as another go-karter and stuff, he just had good trust with him on track, and even the other guys, you know, we were able to race real close without any incidents, for me anyway. So, yeah, look, awesome fun. Glad that I was able to be in front of it when things went down.
You're struggling with the curbs as well. We've got a lot of guys really struggle with them.
I didn't have too much trouble with them. I found, you know, if you just went over that little bit too much, then you just lose like a tenth or two on the exit of a corner. So I managed to stay away from them in the race. Yeah, I think I went all right with that, to be honest.
You want to thank anyone before you head off, mate?
Yeah, look, I'd just like to thank the guys from Precision for putting up this series. It's bloody fantastic to have an open wheeling series again in Australia. So yeah, big kudos to them. The guys at Positive Sim Racing for all the help since I've joined up with them, and Virtual Racing School with all the coaching. Dave Williams, it's been awesome. And yeah, the boys at One Performance Racing as well. Like, you know, we still hang around a bit and do some racing together. And yeah, thanks to them guys as well.
All right, thanks for joining us, mate. And we'll no doubt see you next week at Suzuka.
Thanks, mate. Can't wait to be there.
Next, we'll go to Series Admin. We'll go to Jordan McDonald. G'day, Jordan. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yourself?
Good. What happened?
I got a pretty good run out of the second chicane, and I saw Berkey kind of half block and half not, and basically I was stuck my nose there, realised it wasn't going to happen and tried to get out of it, but obviously I didn't get out of it fast enough and clipped him, spun him, and then Bo had nowhere to go and just fired it straight up my rear end, and yeah, ruined my night basically.
Bit of unfortunate incident though, but always next week, which obviously off to looking forward to that one.
Yeah, for sure. I've done a wee bit of testing already at Suzuka with the official series and whatnot, so pace-wise and laps-wise, I think I'll be alright. Obviously, this is a pretty tough series with some guys from, you know, ERT and Synergy and that coming on. So probably a few more laps under my belt I'll need, but other than that, I think we should be good.
Well, obviously, we want to thank you for hosting such a really awesome series. It was a pretty entertaining race for the most part. It got a little bit tough at the end with only 6 cars ending up finishing, but it's been pretty fun all the way through. Congratulations on it.
Cheers. Thank you guys for the broadcast. You guys definitely make the series one of a kind. But yeah, hopefully next round will be a lot better in terms of turnout. I know there was a lot of drivers that were busy with work commitments, and some drivers just couldn't get the grips of the track and didn't want to be here for the carnage. So yeah, hopefully Suzuka will have a better turnout and a few more finishes, because that's all what it's all about, really.
Oh, congratulations, mate. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you, mate. Cheers.
Awesome night of racing, Cam. It was absolutely ultra fun.
Yeah, definitely a very, very good night of racing, despite the unfortunate number of DNFs. But otherwise, it was a very good night, another good night of racing, and hopefully we can see even closer and, if not just as good racing next week at Suzuka.
Tomorrow night, we're off to Lime Rock for IMSA action. Saturday and Sunday, we've got a massive weekend of broadcasts. We've got the Australia Speedway Championship Saturday night, then we commence our coverage of the Spa 24 Saturday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon. Then Sunday, we have Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Monday, the official V8 Supercar Series presented by Aussie Driver Search. Obviously, next Wednesday, we'll be back for round 3 at Suzuka. Cam, thanks again. Pleasure having you in the box.
Yeah, cheers, no worries. It's always fun to get up in the comms box and do something different rather than driving. So yeah, no worries.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night for IMSA. Thanks for watching.